You ever get that feeling like you're looking at the whole world through a kind of foggy window? Well, for millions of people, that's not just a feeling. It's the reality of something called cataracts. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this super common condition and find out how a much clearer future might be a lot closer than you think. All right, let's get into it.
I mean, this quote just nails it, right? It's not just that things are out of focus. It really is like there's a permanent, dirty film over everything you're trying to see. It's a simple way to put it, but it perfectly captures that daily frustration of living with cataracts. So, how do you even know if this is what's happening to you? It's not always super obvious at first, but there are 6 key warning signs that your vision might be changing in this way. So, let's jump right in and break them down. Okay, the first and probably most common sign is that classic foggy vision. And we're not talking about a sudden blur. It's more of a slow, creeping cloudiness that kind of makes the world look like it's in a perpetual mist. You might not even really notice it at first, but over time, that fog just gets thicker and thicker. Have you ever been driving at night and noticed these glowing rings or halos around streetlights and headlights? Well, that's another classic sign. What's happening is the cloudy lens in your eye is scattering the light in all directions, and that's what creates those starbursts. And it's not just annoying, right? It can make something like driving at night, well, pretty hazardous.
Now this next one is a real head-scratcher. You might find yourself squinting like crazy in bright sunlight, but then, at the same time, you need a spotlight just to read a book. It's this really weird, frustrating paradox. You're super sensitive to light, but you also feel like you just can't get enough of it.
You ever look at something and see a faint ghost of an image right next to the real one? That's not your imagination playing tricks on you. That's actually another symptom. This ghosting effect, and it's usually just in one eye, can make things like reading or looking at a screen incredibly confusing.
Do you feel like you're going back to the eye doctor all the time for a new glasses prescription? That could definitely be a sign. See, as a cataract develops, it actually changes the shape of your lens, which means your old glasses just don't cut it anymore. It's a sneaky little clue that there might be something bigger going on.
And the last big symptom? The world just starts to look like an old, faded photograph. Those vibrant colors you remember? They start to look kind of dull and yellowed. It's almost like a permanent sepia filter has been slapped on your vision, just washing out all the beauty in the world.
Okay, so those are the signs to look out for. But what is actually happening inside your eye to cause all this trouble? Let's peel back the layers and get to the real why behind it all.
You know, believe it or not, the cause is actually pretty simple. Your eye's lens is mostly made of just 2 things, protein and water. Over time, as we age, those proteins can start to clump together. It's kind of like how an egg white goes from clear to cloudy when you cook it. Well, that cloudy clump, that is the cataract, and that's what's blocking your view.
And this comparison right here shows you exactly what's happening. Over on the left, you've got that healthy, crystal clear lens. It's like a perfect camera lens, right? It focuses light precisely for a crisp, sharp image. But on the right, that cataract has turned the lens into a dirty, smudged camera lens, scattering the light all over the place and creating that blurry world.
Now, here's the good news. This isn't some overnight disaster. Cataracts are really slow growers. In fact, they often start forming way back in your 50s, but might not become a real noticeable problem until you're in your 70s. So, that gives you plenty of time to catch them early and do something about it.
And here is the absolute best part. You do not have to live in that blurry world forever. There is an incredibly safe, common, and super effective surgery that can restore your vision. In fact, it's one of the most performed surgeries in the entire world. So, let's take a quick look at how this modern medical marvel works.
Get this, the whole surgery, from start to finish, usually takes less time than it takes to watch your favorite TV show. We're talking less than an hour, sometimes a lot less, to get your vision back. It's seriously one of the quickest and most successful procedures out there.
All right, the surgery has this really big, fancy name, phacoemulsification. But don't worry, there's not going to be a test on it later. All you need to know is that it uses sound waves, ultrasound, to gently break up the old, cloudy lens. The process is actually pretty amazing. Let's walk through it.
It really just boils down to these 4 simple steps. First, the surgeon makes a teeny tiny incision. Then, a little ultrasound probe gently breaks that cloudy lens into fragments. Those little pieces are then gently vacuumed out. And finally, a brand new, crystal clear artificial lens is put into its place. I mean, it's really that straightforward.
And if you're worried about, a long hospital stay or anything like that, don't be. This is an outpatient procedure, so you're in and out on the same day. You're awake the whole time, but you won't feel a thing thanks to a local anesthetic. The incision is so small it usually heals all on its own, no stitches. You just go home with a cool little pirate patch to protect your new and improved eye.
So, the surgery's done, you go home, the patch comes off, and now what? This is the big reveal, right? The moment of truth. What does the world actually look like with your brand new lens?
Well, for many people, the change is breathtaking. The world just snaps back into sharp focus, almost instantly. Colors are suddenly brighter and more vibrant. Details you haven't seen in years are clear again, and that dirty window we talked about at the beginning, it is finally sparkling clean.
And maybe the best part of all, this is a one-and-done kind of deal. This new lens, it's permanent. It's built to last for the rest of your life. You can say goodbye to cataracts for good and just look forward to a future of clear, beautiful vision.
So if you feel like you're living in a world of muted colors and foggy landscapes, just remember this. A clearer, brighter future isn't just some far-off dream. It's absolutely possible, and it's probably well within your reach. That one appointment could be the very first step to seeing the world in all its amazing, vibrant glory again.